I know. I promised there will be another VisiPop video being made, but at this rate, fuck VisiPop because this does not involve her. This involves this whole channel has dedicated itself to commentary, but I switched up gears. It went from commentary, but then I got into trouble, so I switched to gaming, then back to commentary. Originally, this channel was supposed to be for gaming, but I wanted to be a shit poster. But this is not what this channel's about. So today, I'll be talking about the DBZ community. More specifically, the Reddit side of the community. And, of course, other side of the community. Because I know damn well people are going to flock to this channel to and scream. Because they're a special little kid. Because they don't have anything else to say. And they want to actually sexualize everything. For starters, everyone knows me as Orion. The trans mask YouTuber that did a lot of bad shit. And is only contempt with actually denying evidence. But the problem is, most of the shit that's been said about me in the past and present tense are fucking fabricated, but that's not beyond the point. You know me as a trans male, but despite that, I'm still an assigned female at birth. I still present myself as female. I haven't gotten to top surgery, even though I say I'm going to do it, but it costs a lot of money. I still have a pussy. I have a vagina. I have everything in the caboose. I'm still a biological female. Forever will be one until I actually decide to do it, even though people forget that you can identify as whatever gender. So, it's normal for me to create a character in Xenoverse 2 based off of me as a female. Now, get this straight. Picture this. On screen is a picture of one of my characters that's the face of the Hiffle AU of mine. This is Orion. Yeah, there's a lot of Orions. Brace yourself. The one on this screen, not the one that you see in every video, including this one. This one on the left, right there. I know, you can't tell the difference except for the big-ass thighs. This version of Orion is actually a prototype version because I didn't know how to actually, until Reximu on the official revamped server showed me how to actually modify the BCS file in order to make the character slightly more thick. The problem is with people is when they see a thick character, their immediate reaction is to call out gooning, which is some form of reprehensible crime against humanity, despite the fact that most of these people goon to whatever fucking degenerate shit they have. There's other characters like 18, 21, or even, of course, my favorite, Kefla. Even though I'm not really attracted to any of these characters, these people always talk about virtue signaling. These are the same people you find in Rule 34 image boards talking about how sexy 18 is and wanting to bang her. This is bullshit, and I'm going to call it out right now. You guys spend half your time gooning over female angels, gooning over 18, 21, who, by the way, has said on the record in Kakarot that she's underage, which, by the way, I'm not going to say anything, but she's technically an underage character if you think about it, which is kind of creepy. But you draw the line at, you sexualize characters in these type of spaces, but you draw the line at people wanting to actually express something about themselves. When I was younger, I was a pretty chubby kid. I've dealt with eating disorders since I was like 5 because of my medication making me eat. Even when I was off the medication, I still ate. I became very chubby due to this, and this led to several self-conscious issues. I was able to lose the weight, but the proof is, to this day, I can't really show any of it because it's disgusting, and I don't want to show my body to anybody. I have stretch marks on my stomach. My thighs are a constant reminder of how big I used to be. The reason why I say thighs is because my thighs are literally wide. Hence, this Orion's thighs being pronounced. I make characters based off my body type. There was nothing sexual about this character. And if you think that's sexual, reminder, half of the cast series was at least showing skin. It's always some sort of way for these people to claim, oh, this is a harlot. This is the 21st century. Last time I checked, this was in the 18th century. People scream about how harlot-y the characters are because they're showing skin. And most of the time, they just don't bat an eye because it's a male. The problem is with this community is they take anything that has slightly sexual connotations and twist it into some sexual masterpiece. This is a problem the r/Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 community. And I bet you, these people who are complaining and trolling and doing all this shit are sparking zero fags. I'm sorry for the slur, but it has to be said. Just because you have $70 to spare doesn't mean make you any more richer than anybody. You wasted $70, probably $100 when you want to get the early access for a game that has a bunch of glitches and people cheat in the game. You're not special. You spend most of your times criticizing other people that play Xenoverse 2, despite the fact that Sparking Zero just came out, and Xenoverse 2 is now known as nostalgic for some people. It doesn't matter. You're basically invading other people's areas. Most of you are still in the r/Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 community, saying that, oh, look at me, I'm playing Sparking Zero. No one gives a fuck about that game. If you want to talk about it, go to your actual spaces. Don't infiltrate other spaces just to say how shitty the game is. No one wants to hear the same fucking excuse every weekend. And this is not a hate post on Sparking Zero, but it's a hate post to the people who think it's better than Xenoverse 2. You're comparing a decades-old game to a game that just came out. Get real. And you want to know what's fucking wild is most of these people I actually look into have either talked sexually about female characters themselves and are just criticizing other people for their characters because they don't want to reveal that they're a gooner. This community is the worst community when it comes to sexualizing things that shouldn't be sexualized. What happens if a minor creates a character in their image and then you claim that it's freaky? I'm not making any connotations, but that's sexualizing a minor, essentially. Which people don't really seem to care about. This community is not escaping the allegations. This community is not doing anything. This community has issues with sexualizing things that shouldn't be sexualized. And I don't know why it's a big deal for my OC to have big-ass thighs when I have big-ass thighs myself. It makes you feel insecure about my size. It makes you feel very inferior. And it makes me feel like you guys really want to goon to whatever fucking canon character it is. When it's an OC, y'all have an issue. But when it's a canon character, y'all want to be like, oh, it's not a big deal. It's just a canon character. It doesn't have any connotations. The only connotations that it probably would have is if the community was jealous of the fact that that people make OCs with big thighs, which is not common. They can just go on any Rule 30 fucking 4 site and find the biggest fucking thighs there is. And the worst part is, it's just that many people in the community, when I bring this up, they're all of a sudden saying, oh, you're yapping. You know what? I'm not yapping. I'm expressing uncomfortableness. And I'm expressing that what you guys are doing is generally harmful. And if you can't see how harmful it is, it's ridiculous. And the funny thing is, most of my characters, this is a post talking about female characters. They don't read. I even included a too long didn't read at the front. That's just grace for the DBZ fandom. You don't even have to do that. They can just skim through it anyways and say, well, that's too long, I don't want to read. Well, fuck you. You're the worst community I've ever had the pleasure to see. Even though Hazard Hotel is the first community that I hate, you guys are starting to get on my nerves when it comes to how you view females in general. When it's a regular female that has no sexual shit, y'all want to act like, oh, this is gooning. But when it's a character being sexualized, y'all fine with it. You can't win in this fandom, can you? And yeah, complain to me about yapping, but it's generally a problem that I need to point out and how hypocrisy. And I know most of y'all are males. Only males watch anime. Most of y'all are fucking sad sacks of shit that can't get girls. So you go ahead and goon to fictional characters regardless of gender or age. And when you see something you don't like, you criticize it. And it's not a coincidence that most of the girls that they like are not actually dark-skinned. I'm dark-skinned. My OC's dark-skinned. The moment people see that, they're like, this is sexualized. I'm starting to believe racism is a problem I'm not saying it's a racially motivated, but it's starting to believe it's racially motivated. They're fine with sexualizing regular characters in the canon media, but when it's my characters that are automatically black, it's a problem. I don't know. I try to cultivate a space for all Dragon Ball Z fans, but it's obvious that if you're not white or Japanese, you're not welcomed. And it's all thanks to some people that can't handle criticism or can't handle shit. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry for ever having a problem with my body. I'm sorry for being black. I didn't want to be born like this. It's not my fault that I want to show off how I'm trying to be confident about myself, but then people complain and say this is sexualizing when it's not. It's degrading me. It's making me feel like I'm not welcome in the community for my body. And the problem is, I'm certain there's something that I know for a fact. If I ever actually get an actual partner, I do have a partner currently. if I ever actually end up breaking up with him and we stay friends and I find someone else, they're probably gonna go after me because of my thighs. I can't find anybody in the community or anybody in my real life that will love me for me and not because of my body. And it's not fair. It's not fair that the moment I decide to be confident about my size, people have to ruin it. And you can say all you want. You can say, oh, you can ignore it. No, it's a problem. It's not just my posts. It's other people's posts too. Some of the characters aren't even sexual. They just complain about the characters being revealing. Which, by the way, doesn't matter anyways, because most characters in Dragon Ball Z have revealing clothes. For fuck's sake, Bulma had a fucking revealing bunny costume. Half of the male cast was in, like, their underwear. So I don't even know why y'all making it a big deal when it's not. You're acting like this is the 18th century and that they need to cover up. In that case, if you guys want to play that game, then you shouldn't look at these images anyways. You shouldn't be looking at, sexualized female characters. But God forbid I actually point that out and everyone calls me a hypocrite. So yeah, the Dragon Ball Z community needs to cut their shit out and learn how to stop fucking associating sexual shit to actual shit that doesn't even need to be sexualized. They're over-contexting things that shouldn't be over-contextualized. And when you point that out, they all of a sudden accuse you of yapping and complaining about something that doesn't matter. This community is brain-rotted as fuck and needs to be eradicated from the earth. And I'm sorry. I'm speaking in autism right now, but this is a problem that no one points out at all. They're too busy talking about how shitty Xenoverse 2 is and how superior Sparking Zero is to ever consider the fact that this community is filled with fucking bigots and fucking, sex pests, maybe a little bit of both, maybe even fucking, what's it called? I don't know how to say this. Or even misogynistic bastards that only see that characters that are sexualized are sexualizing them. They think that liberating female characters is gonna somehow make them less sexualized. Well, you know what? The new character from Dragon Ball Daima is sexualized. Fucking Shin's sister got sexualized within the first episode. I don't know what you're talking about. Liberating fictional... I see it. If that character isn't hot or is not black, then it's not sexy. See Perfection, for instance. That stupid piece of shit, the Super Ichi, whatever how you say his name. He only sexualizes or whitewashes characters if they're sexy enough. This is a standard that this community needs to drop and the racism needs to go away forever because this is an issue when you're trying to do stuff. And I know I'm about to get a lot of people yelling at me for saying this, but y'all are fucking ridiculous. Be fucking for real. Unless you somehow can actually come up with a cultivated argument on whether or not this OC is a problematic or this person should stop or whatever this, or even argue the fact that this is not because I'm black, then I'm gonna have to believe it's because it's racially motivated. I mean, for fuck's sake. There's no fucking way. Be fucking for real. I'm not making any videos on VisiPop for the foreseeable future right now, but I have a few videos in my back catalog, a few recordings that I recorded ages ago that I have not actually made into videos because I've been busy going back and forth arguing with stupid idiots on the internet and also making videos about Team 4-Star, which, by the way, I don't care about anymore. I'm done explaining myself to a bunch of idiots that are only going to use the troll response of I too long didn't read. So if you want an explanation, you can just go fuck yourself. You're not entitled to an explanation, especially when I explained myself 10 times verbatim. And there's a neat fact about me. I fucking hate explaining myself. I hate repeating myself. I despise talking to people that don't have a brain cell enough to realize that if you keep on telling me the same thing or telling me advice that I already heard, I'm gonna fucking yell at you. I've told people the first time I met them that I'm not gonna repeat myself. I've already heard every single options out, and the best way I could do is be miserable. But you know what? You guys don't understand, because the DBC community thinks that solving issues is easy as 1, 2, 3. If you think it's easy, then come down here to my fucking house and get me out of here. Please. Because you think you can save and solve everyone. Come down here right now. I'm willing to fucking dox myself to show that. And if people send me pizzas or try to kill me, then so be it. I don't care. This is how done I am with the community when it comes to this bullshit. Because the community doesn't truly care about people. They don't care about their own fans. They're just like the Has-Been Hotel community when it comes to fan-made content. The only reason why half of these people still stick around is because of Sparking Zero or Team 4-Star. That's the only reason. They don't care about other people unless they want to get up and reference any shit thing they want. If you truly cared, you would be open to be kind to other people instead of tarnishing people. I don't know. I'm just mad. It seems like shit got worse since Toriyama passed away. I'm sorry. I had to say it. As far as I know, when he was still alive, the community wasn't this fucking bad. But nowadays, when new content comes out and new people start popping up, people all want to brand new just because the original content creator died. Be fucking for real. Show people the etch of kindness that you show people in real life. Because most of the time, this shit's on internet. It's not even in real life. At this point, this is me babbling on about how ridiculous the community is, because it was originally supposed to be about the Xenoverse 2 community, but now it's become a beef fest with the entirety of the community, which I do not despise. Well, I do despise, but like, at this rate, I don't care. Y'all can hate me for what I did. You can throw stones at me. You can conk stones at my head. Burn me at the stake all you want, but nothing's gonna make the allegations slash points go away. The only way I can see that this community can improve is to stop acting like everything's sexual when it's not. If you want to claim that something is sexual, if you want to claim that fictional characters have feelings, then go ahead, be my guest. Because not only are you claiming that my character, which is actually supposed to be me, is sexualizing, I don't know how to explain this in words without sounding like a stupid idiot, but like, it seems like you're assigning intent to my character and making it seem like I'm sexualizing someone else when that's supposed to be me, essentially. So what? I want to sexualize myself. I want to feel sexy about my weight. I want to be confident about it. What point, like, what does your comment add to this discussion? Nothing. That's why it's best to shut the fuck up and just listen to whatever happens. Hell, even it wasn't even focused on her thighs. It had a weird angle, yes, because I love angling my shots because I'm a photographer, and I wish I was a photographer when I was younger because I didn't really grow up with cameras. I'm just a photographer that happens to, if you want to know what the shot was, it was this. This character behind there is Lilac / Evelyn, my OC's counterpart in the Hithel series in chapter at least 8, or episode 8. She's supposed to be the Emily of the AU, so she's supposed to look similar to Orion. And if you want to know her backstory, is she's the daughter of Yema and Princess Snake, so that's that. People lost their shit because their two of them had thick thighs. Oh, yes. Two characters that have thick thighs and are in weird positions are technically fucking sexualized, right? It's not my fault that I like making my characters based off my body type. And reminder, King Yema is very wide. I'm very fat. I have thick thighs. When you're chubby as a child, those thighs don't go away. They continue to grow and stay around. I don't think these people know anatomy. They don't know my body as much as I know it. And it makes me feel like weird that they're sexualizing my body. Yeah, just tell my body to stop being round and sideways, because fat people don't exist in the Dragon Ball Z community, as if we didn't have many round people in the community in the fucking story. Y'all are fucking ridiculous. Apparently fat, thick, or even big boobied characters are very offensive to the Dragon Ball Z community because they don't have girlfriends. So yeah, next video is talking about the Hithel series and how it became a thing, because some people need to learn that I know I sound like I'm pissed off about it still, but it's just wild that people think it is, but I want to talk about it some more, so yeah.